Some of the people who show up all the time on the Outer Cape, Lori Veringer from Indivisible. Really important person. This is a really important person in our community, and she's got something to say to you. And if you aren't from Provincetown, if you don't live here, there are Indivisible chapters all over the country. They've been working diligently since the Trump administration to get the right people in office and to make us pay attention. It's not always so sexy to talk about a filibuster, but this is the stuff we need to talk about, and Lori shows up all the time. Lori, will you come up here, please?
All right, Lori!
Something to stand on. Hello, I'm Lori. I work with the Indivisible Outer Cape. I also work with the statewide organization Indivisible Massachusetts Coalition. So, here we are again. I've lost track of how many times we've stood here, and I've lost track of how many issues we have stood here for, or how many signs I have made. But right now, I know that all of it is connected. It's connected because the right to control one's own body is at the very core of our inalienable rights of freedom of democracy. Our struggle for reproductive freedom is embodied in our fight against tyranny because it is emblematic of the struggle against fascism everywhere. And we know it's all connected. We know that the repeal of Roe v. Wade, draconian abortion bans, attacks on other reproductive freedoms like birth control are all connected. We know that attacks on LGBTQ rights, talk of repeal of Obergefell versus Hodges, are all connected. We know that voter suppression laws, attacks on poll workers, threats to secretaries of state are all connected. We know that climate science denialism and gun violence are all connected. We know that ending Social Security and health care are all connected. We are definitely sure that election deniers and January 6th insurrectionists and MAGA Republicans on every ballot everywhere are all connected. And truly, we know that the extremist Supreme Court justices are all connected. All the things we hold dear are under threat right now. But in 1998, a brave woman once dared to say that there was a vast right-wing conspiracy. Remember? She knew that it was all connected. And although Hillary Clinton was laughed at and vilified for saying it, she was right. MAGA Republicans existed long before Trump, and they set in motion a movement to make the country great again by returning us to a white supremacy-based Christian theocracy, essentially the same as that old boys club called the Confederacy. Trump was the catalyst, the trigger that brought it alive, and MAGA was like their secret code word. The war on women, immigrants, people of color, lesbian, gay, transgender people, the environment, and our democratic processes has been ongoing in quiet ways for many years. Unless you were personally affected, it has gone unnoticed. Well, now that it's no longer secret and no longer unnoticed, what are we going to do about it? Stand up, fight back. Normally, I would stand here and tell you that we can stop them, that there's hope. But this fight seems bigger than I ever imagined, and the stakes are really high, and I'm beginning to feel a bit frail. But my hope is that we, the majority, are all connected too. Yes. And right now, conventional wisdom is telling us that it's possible we will hold or actually increase our majority in the Senate, which would help that filibuster, that funny thing I was talking about last summer. But the bad news is some of the conventional wisdom is also saying we might lose the House of Representatives. And we need big majorities in both in order to codify the right to abortion, the right to marry whom we please, to protect our environment, to reform the Supreme Court, and to protect the vote from MAGA Republican state legislatures who are seeking to ignore the will of the people. We need to win the House, or investigations into January 6th insurrectionists will turn into investigations against Liz Cheney, because you know they're going to go after the woman. The extremist Republican mission to dismantle democracy for all is in its end stages, and in 30 days our country gets to decide its fate. But it's not enough if you or I vote anymore. For every one of us, there are thousands who may stay home on November 8th, perhaps out of hopelessness, perhaps because their access to the polls has too many hurdles. The game's already been fixed in many places, and the only way we can win is if we can motivate or help others to vote who are being suppressed. Yet our hope must be the fact that we are not the minority. We can overcome the forces of tyranny, but only with an overwhelming wave of voters on November 8th. So, in order to save democracy and freedom for all, we need to take action now to make sure we get out the vote here in Massachusetts and in battleground states. We can do it, but it means we all must pull together now, today, tomorrow, and every day between now and November 8th. So please, join me. Pledge to do an action every day this week and every day next week. We'll save our freedoms for tomorrow if we work on it today. So please use the toolkit that I've been passing out to everybody. It's a Google document that gets updated. You can go to it every day and find a simple action like just donating something, or a more complicated action like joining a phone bank. But we must do it because we all must be connected. Thank you.